Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Nebraska Streetwear. Today I wanted to discuss the 3 tiers of products. This is essentially like a system or a product model that you can use for your clothing brand to offer a wide range of products to a wide customer base. And in doing so, you can basically get customers from each category, each like income level to be a part of your brand, and you are appealing to more people than just your small niche that you might be thinking of right now. So basically it's divided into entry level customers, mid-range, and top tier. Those are kind of like the products that you can categorize them in, and they obviously go from lower cost to a higher cost, right? So entry level products, those are things like stickers, pins, let's see, patches, stuff like that. These are basically low cost to produce. And the cool thing about the entry level products is that it's a great stepping stone for people to get into your brand. A lot of customers, they might, so especially with the clothing brand industry, one of the problems we have in streetwear specifically that I've noticed from lots of customer interactions and basically gauging the demographic is that a lot of streetwear brands, they are either very scammy, they don't deliver stuff, they make mistakes, they have poor customer service. So like when a customer is wanting to try out your brand, especially if it's a new brand and not well established, not a large customer base, they might opt in to buy a sticker or a pin set or something very small before they have complete trust in your brand and they want to buy larger products. And I've seen this actually with customers as well. I see sometimes their first order, they buy just very small, like lower value items. And then once they're like, okay, my items got shipped, I had no problems, they're good quality, let's try and get a mid-range product like a t-shirt or something like that. And then later on they buy, more t-shirts or a hoodie or something like that. So this is a great entry point for your brand. And especially if you are starting out, make sure that you have entry products along with your mid-range products, right? If you're starting out and you ideally it'd be nice to have all 3 of these tiers in a drop. But when you're starting out, you might not be able to afford a bunch of hoodies or pants or jackets and stuff like that. So having some very simple entry level products and mid-range products is probably a good way to go if you're starting out your brand and it's your first release or something like that. That's definitely, drop my pen. That's definitely something that you should aim for. One thing with the entry level stuff is it's also a great entry for like lower income. And low income can be kind of 2 things. So what I've noticed is that some people, they just don't have a lot of money and they have other bills and obligations and stuff they gotta pay for their life, but they might want to be a part of your brand and they might want like a pin set or stickers or something like that, and this is a really feasible way for them to gain access into your brand. Another kind of low income situation would be they are a younger audience and they might not have a stable job or a real source of income. And I've seen that too. I have customers that are like 12, 13, 14, 15. They're not like in high school and they don't really have like a job yet, but they can still purchase this kind of stuff on their own and they can be a part of the brand. And as they get a job and as they get older, they can start and interact with the brand more in the mid-range products and top tier products. And that's a really cool thing actually, because they kind of mature and grow into the brand, which is fun. A very popular entry product that larger like luxury brands do, they have like belts or keychains like Gucci and all that kind of stuff, where they sell shoelaces, like really small items like socks. And that is an example of a very luxury brand using an entry-level product, because they might sell a pair of socks for literally $95 or a belt for $150, and that's considered entry level for them. And that's technically, if you have a job, people can afford that in a sense, but then those brands, they also sell like more like mid-range products for them would be like a t-shirt, and those are like $350, $400, and that is stuff that people can't afford. A lot of people can't afford that, but they can't afford their entry product, and they're basically engaged with the brand, and it's kind of like a status symbol, like, hey, look, I have my Gucci belt or my Gucci shoes or something like that, and it's not really as expensive as their t-shirts or obviously their jackets and stuff like that. They're like $2,000 or something like that, which is crazy. So that's also a very wise thing for you to do. If you are starting a luxury brand, make sure that you have your lower entry items that you can still obviously price for a high price. Like I gave examples of like socks and keychains. Those are still going to be $50 or more, and those are very luxury brands, and you could definitely do that. But for me, and maybe for most of you, you're going to probably just have stuff that I showed you, like this kind of stuff. This is great for entry-level products. Entry-level products are also awesome add-ons. So what I mean by that? Typically, when a person is buying a mid-range product, a lot of times they might opt in to add a sticker pack, some pins, socks, all those little kind of things, keychains. A lot of people do like to add those things in. And the other thing why this business model is very successful is that if you have a shipping threshold of, like let's say $99 or more or $150 or more, and then you get free shipping, people, let's say they bought a hoodie and a t-shirt, and I'm going to give you an example of my store. So they're getting pretty close to the free shipping threshold. And then a lot of people, once I changed my business model back then and I offered free shipping, like $99 or more, a lot of people, like I said, they would buy a hoodie, a t-shirt, and then they're like, okay, I'm pretty close to the free shipping threshold. Why don't I just add a couple sticker packs and a patch or something like that? So they basically use the entry-level products, as an add-on to get free shipping, which is great for them, obviously, because they can get a broad range of products delivered to them. But also for me as a business, it's easier to move more inventory and all that, and obviously make more income. So that's a really, really great thing. The other thing about entry-level products is that they can be very, very broad. There's just so many things that you can offer, and they're very low cost to manufacture typically. And also, this can itself be a great way for you to start your business. Some businesses, they don't even start with t-shirts. They start with little things like pins and stickers. So it's definitely viable. Good way to start brand. You might just have really, really killer designs, but you just are on a shoestring budget, and you just might be making just the best stickers, and people are just buying tons of stickers. It's really easy to ship, that kind of stuff. And it's an entry-level product, and that might be your only real product that you have at the time, and that's okay. And you can basically grow up from there into the mid-range products. These ones are going to be, in my experience and from my research, these are basically going to be the bulk of your orders when you are running a clothing brand. Here's an example of some mid-range products. We got a hat that I made, obviously a t-shirt. This is like the biggest mid-range product. Here's another really popular one, some bags. So let's write that down. Shirts, hats, bags, etc. And for entry, mid-range, and top tier, this really kind of depends on your brand and pricing on what it could be. So for some brands, maybe your entry product is a t-shirt and you charge a higher premium because you're more of a luxury brand or something like that. So it really depends on what you're trying to do. And like I said, this will be the bulk of your orders, because, and a reason that why it might be the bulk is because you will be advertising this stuff. So advertisable. When you're running your brand, you typically don't really want to advertise a bunch of stickers and pins and smaller items unless that's really your core business and you make hundreds, thousands of sales from that only. Because there's obviously companies that all they do is sell pins, right? and they can run an ad, be like, hey, you can buy 5 pins and you get free shipping, and they get, 150 orders from an ad that's running for the day or something like that, right? And that's a very profitable, and that business model will work. But typically, if you're trying to advertise products, try to advertise stuff like hats, t-shirts, more of the mid-range or top-tier products, because you'll get better returns on that kind of stuff, and also depending on what kind of ad sets you have and how much money you're putting into that. But typically, you're going to be advertising stuff that's in the mid-range and top tier. That's what you're going to be doing. These ones are also great for volume. So, the core of what I sell is t-shirts, and that is, the biggest volume of sales that I have. And that's what I advertise, and that's what I push. So that's why I get this. This might vary for you depending on exactly what your business model is and what you're trying to sell. But in general, if you are a streetwear brand, clothing brand, you are going to get a lot of volume from a lot of mid-range products, such as hats and t-shirts. And now we go to the last tier. This is the top tier. This one is typically less volume. Less volume, but you often will get more profit from these items based on the nature of them and your marketing and sales strategies. More profitable. Another top tier products, these could be stuff like, I don't really have too many, like, depending on my business model, I don't really sell like really, really high priced items. Kind of like the cap of what I'm selling is like hoodies, crew necks, pants, that kind of stuff. Right now I'm developing a jacket, and that's going to be like my most or highest priced item when that gets released. So that's definitely going to be a top tier item. And I definitely don't make as much of these products because they do suck cash a lot of times. Obviously, it costs more money to produce 100 hoodies than it does 100 t-shirts. And, depending on the season, it might even be more difficult to sell 100 hoodies than 100 t-shirts. So, all the seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, you can sell t-shirts no matter what, right? Because people have to wear a t-shirt underneath their hoodie, right? And they can wear that in the winter or in the summer or spring, whatever time. It's very easy to sell that. But with hoodies, let's say that you are selling to primarily an audience in the United States, it might be difficult to sell a lot of hoodies in the summer, right? Whereas in the fall and winter, it's easier. So that is kind of a problem with top tier products, depending on what you're selling in your clothing brand. They can suck a lot of cash because it takes more money to produce those kind of items. But if they sell really well, you will reap more profits from that. So it's kind of like this weird balance. Top tier products can also be exclusive products. These can be like, this product is limited edition and it's going to cost more and we have less volume of it. And that might incentivize customers also to purchase that product. But that's definitely, a lot of exclusive items can be in this top tier. Collectibles are also very popular here. I've seen a lot of streetwear brands, they make like just the wildest things. Just think of Supreme. They make pinball machines, bikes. I've seen little like safes, money counters, all sorts of weird stuff. A lot of brands, they like to make cool ceramic things, and they typically charge a much, much higher rate for these top tier products because they're limited in volume, they're exclusive, they're collectible. Here's kind of like another example of more of a top tier product. I have this book right here. It just looks like a normal book, but this is actually like a very rare book online, and to my knowledge, I have the cheapest copy of it that I sell in my store. It's just a little bit cheaper than anywhere else, but like this is more of like a collectible item. This is in the collectible section of my store. It's just a very low print volume of that book. But yeah, you can do stuff like that, sell collectibles. Another thing with top tier products is that when people receive presents for Christmas or their birthday, they typically will be purchasing these kinds of items. I've noticed that a lot of people, they purchase like hoodies and stuff. So used as presents because, you know, let's say it's someone's birthday and they want like a really nice set of, they want a hoodie and some really nice pants. They're going to obviously get that kind of stuff. They're not really going to be like focused on getting entry level products for their, you know, present from their parents or from their girlfriend or something like that, right? One thing too with top tier products is that they can exceed or get close to free shipping thresholds. You know, it's very easy to like break that barrier. So that's something to keep in mind. Free shipping threshold. So for instance, if someone bought 2 hoodies from my store, they already exceed the free shipping threshold, and there you go. You already got top tier items. And those people, obviously, they might have more money or income, and they will, you know, buy more of the top tier items to get the free shipping. Whereas, let's say you're in the entry level, you're gonna have to buy a lot of stuff to get into that free shipping threshold. And I don't even think no one from my store has even done that. They never got like, you know, like 10 sticker packs or like 50 patches or something weird like that to get free shipping. They always, you know, might combine these or, you know, get 2 top tier products to get free shipping or something like that. So yeah, in conclusion, this is a really great system for you as a business owner. If you are starting your clothing brand, really think about if you want to do this kind of system. Some brands, they might not do this system because it doesn't really work for what they're trying to do. Like the first example I gave with the entry level products, some people just they just want to sell pins or they want to sell stickers or small items because it's just easier for them as a business model and that's all they do. And they're not interested in making larger products. The more and more you make of the top tier products, it can be a little bit risky because you're juggling more, you know, money, and it could suck cash flow. Let's say that you are having your business and you made like some kind of collectible ceramic and you invested a lot of money into it, but it didn't really sell well because it's just out of the price range for a lot of people. Well, now you're stuck with a bunch of, you know, top tier products, and that's, you know, sucking up a bunch of cash flow, and then you have to either discount them or whatever. So it can be a little bit of a gamble, but it's good to have a lot of this stuff. So for instance, me as a business owner, I have the bulk of my products are t-shirts, and then this stuff is obviously very, very close. I probably have more like stickers, like physical stickers, like the number of them, than t-shirts. But for like the total value amount, I probably have more of like the t-shirts. And then I have a little bit less of pants and jackets and hoodies and that kind of stuff. So I center around this, and you'll probably, as a lot of businesses do, you'll probably center around that. One other thing with the tier system is that oftentimes the higher you go in value, you're going to get more and more value. For instance, let me explain. So you have stickers and pins, right? So if someone buys this sticker, it might be cool. It might give them a lot of value in terms of enjoyment. They might like it on their phone or their laptop, but there really is less value in this than there is in a hoodie. So for a hoodie, it has a tangible value of keeping me warm. I can wear it wherever I want. Like I can't really wear a sticker, right? Whereas a sticker, obviously you can't do anything with it other than decorate stuff with it. Like I can't wear it as a hat. It's not gonna keep my head warm. I can't wear it as a t-shirt or anything like that. So typically the value here is less than the value here, and it's obviously moving up in a scale. So that's one other thing to think about. But yeah, this is the model I use. A lot of brands use this, and this is something that you should look into. And it really works well for, you know, appealing to a broad range of customers, right, within your niche. Like obviously you're not going to be appealing to every single customer on the planet. You have a niche and you have to focus on that, but within that niche you do have a broad range of customers in, you know, and they're all in different stages of life. They might be younger, they might not have as much income, or you might have people that are more fortunate, they have more income, or wealthy parents or something like that. So this is just a very successful business model, and if you are thinking of using it, I highly recommend it. If you got any value out of this video, leave some comments below. If you have any questions, I'll try to get back to you, and you can leave those in the comment section below as well. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.